All right, let's hit the field.
It is Thursday, September 11th, and the Yankees were taking on the Tigers in Game 3 of a 3-game set, and they were hoping to avoid the sweep and hoping to avoid a third straight embarrassing loss. Cam Schlittler on the mound looking for some redemption. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Sorry I was a couple minutes late. I spilled my drink all over myself, which was not fun. But here we are. And here the Yankees are. They managed to avoid the sweep. They pick up a nice 9-3 victory tonight over the Tigers. The Blue Jays won earlier today, so you don't gain any ground on them. The Red Sox had the day off, so you do gain a half game. But, you'll take the win. It was funny. Last night we had someone ask, will the Yankees go to Ryan Yarbrough more in relief now that the rest of the bullpen has pretty much become unusable? And tonight, that's what they did. And he picked up the save. So nice job for Ryan Yarbrough. One more day to go, folks, and then it's the weekend. You almost made it. Yankees needed the win tonight. Just momentum. They had lost by 10 runs 2 days in a row at Yankee Stadium. Outscored 23-3, I believe, in the first 2 games. And thankfully, when the Yankees hit home runs, they win games. And tonight they were hitting home runs, especially Aaron Judge, who seems to have found something. 2 home runs tonight. He had 3 hits, swung the bat really, really well. Giancarlo Stanton broke out of his slump with a gargantuan blast into the left field seats. And Cam Schlittler rebounded after his worst start of the season, and he looked really good. Although, at times the Tigers were doing the same thing that the Blue Jays were, just fouling off a bunch of pitches. But still, 6 really good innings, 1 run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. We'll spotlight him more later. Jose Caballero was in there at shortstop. He had a couple of hits with runners in scoring position tonight. He stole a couple of bases. He's got 45 steals now. And Anthony Volpe was out of the lineup. We talked about him before the game with his shoulder injury. So if you missed that, go watch that video. But he apparently had a cortisone shot. Apparently, the labrum is aggravated, has a small tear that he's been playing through. Yankees thought it was an old injury when they looked at it before, but he's obviously having problems. How old can it be? The kid's like 24. Anyway. Also, obviously, the anniversary of 9/11, so good to win a game on a night where I think a lot of New Yorkers probably needed it.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
So, it was good to, pick up a win, but the Yankees can't get too full of themselves because they got Boston coming up in Boston. 3 games, a house of horrors. If you remember, Boston is kind of what kicked off the Yankees' summer slump. They had played a series in Kansas City. I remember there was a long rain delay. They managed to win the game. I believe it was like 1-0. I watched that entire Titan sub documentary during the rain delay. And then they went to Boston and they lost a game where, Judge homered off a crochet late in the game and it was a low-scoring game. But then after that, the offense just went silent for like a month and a half. And now they have a chance to redeem themselves and put some distance between themselves and Boston. So good game tonight, but work is not finished. We'll talk about the gauntlet and the state of the Gauntler Tracker here in just a minute. But Judge went deep in the first inning, home run number 45. Classic Aaron Judge, followed through the one-handed swing. I love that. You can see it on the poster above me on the Chasing History poster. By the way, if you haven't seen it, I got a video on my channel called Chasing History, which kind of chronicles his 62 home run season a few years ago. So go watch that if you haven't seen it. I consider it, my magnum opus, in the words of Frankie Baseball. Anyway, no doubt on that home run. He has hit a lot of first inning home runs this year. Tigers tied it up right away, but the Yankees went right back out in front. Ben Rice smoked one into the right field corner. Beautiful piece of hitting by him. He had 2 doubles tonight. He's got 23 doubles on the season now. He's up to 240. He's got the OPS over 800 at 802. And he did it as a catcher tonight. We had Jazz Chisholm stole his 28th base tonight, so he's creeping closer to 30-30. I think he's going to get there. We got plenty of time. We play some bums, too, coming up, so if he stays healthy, I mean, he'll get a couple of home runs, against either Minnesota or Baltimore, and he'll get the stolen bases, as soon as he's able, because he that's the easy part for him. But anyway, Gleyber Torres doubled down the right field line tonight, but Jazz Chisholm ended up doubling him off of second base on kind of like a sinking, dying line drive. It was not hit overly hard. I thought it was just a bad base running mistake by Gleyber Torres, but we're used to that. And I wish I still had that "they run the bases like drunks" soundbite. But yeah, that was not a great moment for Gleyber Torres. Bottom three, Judge went deep again. Second home run of the game. That one tied Joe DiMaggio. 361 home runs in his career, 46 on the season, and RBI number 100 on the season. So a really good night for Aaron Judge. He went 3 for 4. He's hitting .322. He's got the OPS over 1,000, 1.112. Really good night for him. Definitely going to get some belt consideration, although Cam Schlittler is going to give him a run for his money. Cam was fantastic. Let me know in the chat who you guys think should win. We had home run number 20 from Giancarlo Stanton. Unbelievable that he has 20 home runs already, given that, he missed how many? He's only got 203 at-bats. How many games did he miss? He's only played in 63 games. 63 games, he's got 20 home runs. He's basically on like a 50 home run pace. He's basically on the pace that he had when he won that MVP with the Marlins. This is the best we've seen him. And he's coming off of a 3 for 37 stretch, but he's going to slump. We know he's not a 300 hitter. He's never hit 300 in his career. He's hitting the 280s a couple of times. In 2014, he hit 288 with 37 home runs. And then back in 2017, when he won that MVP, he hit 281 with 59 home runs, OPS over 1,000 that year. This is his best year with the Yankees in terms of OPS. It is at 941. 20 home runs now and 203 at-bats. Man is just unbelievable. Jose Caballero impressed me tonight, swung the bat well. I think Volpe should pay attention to how Caballero plays the game. You see that Caballero knows that he's not a, home run hitter. He's a base stealer. He's a spray hitter, and he plays defense. That's what Caballero does, and he's had a successful career doing that. He needs to learn how Caballero runs the bases, because that guy's a menace on the bases. And, if Volpe could pick up a portion of the base running ability that Caballero has, it would change his game. He wouldn't have to try and hit home runs all the time. Caballero's goal is to get in scoring position as quick as possible. You can see that. Yankees blew the game open in the fourth inning. They had 4 runs. That made it, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9-1 at that point. 90th RBI for Cody Bellinger, who's had a really good year. Belly was 1 for 4 tonight. He's got an 834 OPS. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money.
All right. And I think he's going to get paid. I think the Yankees are going to bring him back. He's too good of a player. He can play multiple positions. He's versatile, got a swing built for Yankee Stadium. We've heard some people suggest that maybe he would go to the Mets. The Mets could also use him. But the Mets, they had a tough night, and they're 11 games out in the NL East. They're not playing as well as they were earlier in the year. So, maybe stay with the Yankees. Jazz knocked in a couple of runs. Much like Cheech and Chong, Yankees are finding a lot of grass tonight, and they win this one 9-3.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Brian Bashman says, FYI, Harrison Cohen gets no attention, but this guy's a lights-out reliever. 23, 205 average against, 163 and 24, and in 25, 148 against. I'll have to look more into him. I haven't seen any highlights or anything like that. But we got some hardware to give out maybe we should call it software because it's not actually physical, but digital physical hardware. It really came down to me between Cam Schlittler and Aaron Judge, but, as important as Judge is to this team, I had to go with the captain. And that is belt number 5.5. He and Ben Rice split a belt earlier this year. He moves past Giancarlo Stanton, who has 5. I'm stunned that he's not leading the team. I mean, you look at his numbers. I think it's because a lot of the damage that he has done has been in the first inning, which, a lot of times the belt winner is decided with a late inning hit or whatever, and we all know Judge has had his problems there. But, if he gets hot and has a big series against Boston, maybe that can take some of the pressure off in some of those clutch moments. Nice job by the captain. All right, let's talk about Cam Schlittler, who had a great night. Last time out, obviously, against the Blue Jays was not good. I mean, they fouled off 1 million pitches, and I think he threw 66 pitches and got 5 outs. Tonight, you wanted a strong start from him. You needed him to be the stopper, and he was. He threw 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Got the ERA down to 3.05 on the season. Fastball was sitting 97, 98, touched 99 a bunch of times. And he looked tremendous. Got the whip down to 1.32. 62 strikes out of 95 pitches. You'll take that every time. Impressive. Brian says that Glass Joe has the same number of belts as Volpe. So does the Voyager spacecraft. Mary Beth wanted Cam to get the belt. I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities. I had to go with the captain. 2 home runs for the captain. You can't ignore two bombs from him when he's been struggling so much. And if I'm right about Cam Schlittler, I think he's going to have many, many, many belts over the years to come. All right, so the gauntlet. We are now through the first 3 legs of the gauntlet, and it's 5-4. And, when I asked before the series with Houston what you guys thought, what did you think would be your prediction for how the Yankees would do over these 12 games? We had a lot of people saying, 2-8 or 2-10, 4-8. I came in at 6-6. So for me to be correct, they've only got to win 1 out of the 3 against Boston. I want them to win 2 out of 3, and I want one of those wins to be tomorrow night. I want to set the tone in Boston and, take game 1 with some authority. I need Judge to have a big series. And then after that, it's Minnesota, who the Yankees should clobber. They always beat Minnesota. Baltimore, who, they've been playing better since they fired their manager, but they don't scare me. The White Sox, who the Yankees should beat up on, and then they finish against Baltimore again. So, if you can win 2 out of 3 against Boston, and then just cruise, just walk over guys, win every series going down the stretch, you got a chance. You're definitely going to be in the wild card. You want to win that number 1 wild card or win the division. But right now, next team up is the Red Sox, and that is not going to be easy. All right, so let's talk about what you guys had on your mind.
Reaction.
Here's a call about Soto.
Hey, Pinstripe. My name is Chris Brown from Baltimore. Damn, I wish we had Soto right now. I know the Mets not going to make the playoffs right now, but we would really use him right now.
Well, the Mets are hanging on to a playoff spot at the moment, but Soto's having a good year. Credit where credit's due. He's only hitting .264, but he's got a .400 on-base percentage now. It had been under .400 for much of the season. OPS is over .900, .928. He's got 39 home runs and 32 stolen bases, so a 30-30 season, and 95 ribbies. He might end up having more home runs and RBIs than he had last year. He's not going to hit for the same average, and he's not probably going to have the same on-base percentage, but having a really good year. So credit where credit's due. Got a call about Volpe.
Yeah, hey, Derek. This is Vinny from Michigan. So they're talking about Volpe having this injury or tear since that day in May. So my question is this. How dumb are the Yankees? What is their medical staff doing? And if this is true, the people who knew about this should be fired. If Cashman...
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with diagnosing injuries on this team. Now, apparently they thought it was an old injury. I'm not a doctor. I'm not in the room, so I'm not going to dive too deep on the medical stuff. All I know is they allowed this guy to play hurt for the last 3 months, and he has cost the Yankees a lot of games in that time. He has played really, really bad. And you're causing detriment to not only his long-term physical abilities, but his confidence, because he's been getting beat up by fans all year when it might not really be 100% his fault. Now, he still has struggled on defense, and he is, not thrown very well, and that's not necessarily, impacted by the labrum tear on his left side. So, he's caused a lot of his own issues. But the Yankees have not put him in a great position to succeed, that's for sure.
Hey, Derek, it's Shawnee here from Brooklyn. I wanted to get your thoughts on something. So my thought is that Aaron Boone is beloved by the players, and maybe it's because he leads with, hey, guys, I'm going to get you guys paid. My goal for you guys is to get as much money as possible so you guys can take care of your families, which is why
maybe. I mean, everybody's got different incentives, but when that's your job, you want to maximize your money. You see that home runs get you paid. Absolutely. And on-base percentage and WAR, right? And what adds WAR? Home runs and walks, getting on base. Here's a call about Tommy Kahnle.
Hey, Derek, what do you think about the Yankees maybe bringing back Tommy Kahnle next year? They need help in their bullpen, clearly.
He's struggled a lot this year. Apparently he's working it out, but I don't know. He seems like a guy who's kind of nearing the end to me. I would rather bring up one of the younger guys that is lights out in the bullpen, like the guy Brian Bashman mentioned, or, Carlos Lagrange. I know he's been a starter in the minor leagues, but if he throws 100 and has a good breaking ball, maybe you can turn him into a young lights out reliever. There's nothing wrong with, developing your own relievers if you've got a full rotation, right? I mean, you want to win however you can, right? And if that means taking one of your young arms and putting him in the bullpen, like Elmer Rodriguez Cruz could be one of those guys too. He's got really good stuff. Here's a call about Judge.
Yes, hi, Derek. Steve calling from Maine. Finally, Judge is rising from the dead. Maybe he's got a good 15 games of a hot streak. He can finish the season with respect and maybe even hold on to that batting title. But get this statistic. I'm looking at his numbers. He's got 46 homers, and he's got only 100 RBIs. How is that possible? Do you know he has 39 solo homers? Unbelievable. They just can't get on.
Is that true? 39? That can't be right. Someone double check that. 39 solo home runs out of 46. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. We're going to go to a quick word from the guys over at Foul Territory about Omaha Steaks, and I'll be back in just 60 seconds.
We are longtime fans of Omaha Steaks, and I am drooling looking at the website right now, featuring USDA certified tender steaks, and also during their Red Hot Sale event going on right now this fall, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, plus for the FT fam, an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. You've been a big fan of Omaha Steaks since your early days as a pro.
Brings me back to my low A-ball days, because we used to survive on this. We get a big order at the beginning of the year, cook them on our little electric grill, can of peas, some mac and cheese. That was dinner for 4. We survived off Omaha Steaks, and it still has a special place in my heart.
You thrived.
Well,
you guys ate like kings.
Yeah.
That's special. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event, and for an extra $35 off, promo code FOUL at checkout. 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. See site for details. Dig in.
All right, so apparently, and a shout out to Brian Bashman who pointed this out, Judge only has 27 solo home runs. So, Steve, sorry.
I've never been so wrong in my whole life.
Pretty wrong there. Only off by 11, right? No, 12. Sorry. No, I owe my own math problem.
My whole life.
All right. Susan says that she wishes they would play Jason Dominguez more. Me too. I 100% agree. I think that he has the future of this team, but right now he spent a lot of time on the bench, unfortunately. Maybe he'll come up big in the playoffs. Action VJ says, side note, David Robertson is pitching well. Yeah, I saw that, and I was an advocate of bringing David Robertson back. I wish they had. I love David Robertson. Joe Higashi says, Omaha Steaks, get in my belly. I love Omaha Steaks. They're one of the sponsors I wish would send me something. I love steak. I will crush a 16 to 18 ounce steak. I will absolutely crush it. And I can really cook it. So some people don't like to marinate their steaks, and I've debated this. I like to. I like a little bit of garlic and herb marinade and a little bit of teriyaki marinade. And, I mean, I can eat it just salt and pepper. That's fine. But I like to get a nice big New York strip, let it soak in marinade for like a day in a bag in the fridge, and then grill it. Oh my God, does not get any better than that. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. I'm going to do that this weekend. But check out Omaha Steaks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. One more time.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Slime since 09 says the voicemail he sent was about why Volpe was playing hurt. He's in arbitration. I hear you, but I mean, you can't continue to run out there if it's hurting the team. You know, there's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. If you're injured, to me, a labral tear is an injury, not just something that hurts. You know, Jazz Chisholm the other day banged his knee on the guy's helmet, and he came out of the game. That's hurt, right? Tearing your labrum is an injury. So let's just hope he gets it taken care of so we don't have to deal with this next year. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow. Got a pregame show and then Yankees versus Red Sox, and we'll be here for the postgame. See you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.